The mystery begins in a city that promises to be an escape from reality, a place built on the promise of fantasy and fun. Las Vegas has long been a scientific paradox, a sprawling metropolis that defies all logic, rising from the barren desert with a single, compelling purpose to entertain. But recently, the very foundation of this city has been crumbling. After years of setting tourism records and raking in unprecedented profits, the endless river of the question is why? This isn't a simple economic taunt or a passing trend. This is a logical puzzle, a sociological experiment gone wrong, and the clues reveal a chilling truth: the city has betrayed its own identity. We are here to uncover the terrifying autism, why the fantasy is over, and why nobody wants to visit Las Vegas right now. The first clue in our investigation is a subtle but devastating one: the death of affordability. For decades, Las Vegas operated on a simple, logical principle. It offered a thrilling but cheap experience to draw in the masses, knowing that a percentage of them would lose their money on the gaming floor. But in a quiet, systematic shift, that contract has been broken. We saw a powerful symbol of this with the permanent closure of the Ocean One Bar and Grill, a beloved budget-friendly restaurant in the heart of the Strip. For years, this establishment was a sanctuary for the average visitor, a place where you could get a full lunch for just having to take out a loan. Its demise was not a random business failure. It was a final, logical surrender to a new Vegas where everything is a luxury. The city is actively pricing out the very people who built its reputation, leaving behind a sterile playground for the ultra-wealthy. But the horror doesn't stop there. The next clue in our investigation is a psychological one, an act of trust betrayal that hits the average tourist before they even step foot in their hotel room. We're talking about the silent, insidious creep of resort fees. I remember just a few years ago when a $25 nightly fee was considered a total ripoff, a frustrating but manageable charge. Today, the numbers have exploded. There are now over 30 hotels on the Las Vegas Strip charging anywhere from $50 to $55 per night. This isn't just an expense, it's a tax on a tax. You are charged this mandatory fee, and then, in an absurd bureaucratic twist, you are charged a room tax on top of the fee itself. It's an incentive practice that can turn a room advertised as cheap into a cost that shatters your entire vacation budget. To make matters worse, the list of services included in this is laughably useless to most people. Things like free local phone calls, free boarding pass printing, and access to a seasonal pool that is often closed during the winter. This isn't a legitimate charge for services rendered, it's a pure profit booster, a logical act of corporate greed that makes you feel cheated before your trip has even begun. And the deception extends to every corner of the Vegas experience. While resort fees are a monstrous crime, another form of theft is hiding in the small print of your restaurant bill. For years, restaurants have added a hidden 4 or 5% fee, often disguised as a concession fee or a service charge. The names change, but the purpose is the same: to inflate your final bill. The most horrifying part of this scam is the psychological game they play. The fee is often listed in tiny print at the bottom of a menu or on a slip of paper the host stand. You have to look for it like a detective at a crime scene. Most people, tired from a long day of walking, are either too exhausted to notice or too shy to ask for it to be removed. But as a fun fact for your audience, every single person who has had the courage to ask a manager to remove this fee has had it removed because it adds zero value to your meal. The restaurants know this, but they also know that a small percentage of people will challenge them, and they are counting on the apathy of the rest of their customers to make millions. This brings us to the very heart of the matter: scientific dissection of a city that has decided to rig the game against its customers. We're talking about the casino floor itself, the very soul of Las Vegas. Once upon a time, you could find plenty of table games like craps and blackjack that offered a good chance to win. But in a quiet, systematic shift, those tables have been removed, replaced by seemingly endless banks of slot machines. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's a calculated move to increase the casino's profit. While table games have a low house edge of under 2%, slots often give the casino a monstrous 10% advantage. The numbers don't lie. Over the last 20 years, Vegas casinos have gradually increased how much they take from every dollar you bet, a silent form of mathematical theft that most people don't even notice. But you should be absolutely horrified by this next logical step in the casino's plan. They are now actively run deceptive games that mathematically screw their customers out of money. The most popular table game in Vegas, blackjack, has been subtly altered. Traditional blackjack pays 3-2 when you get a natural 21. This means a 100 bet pays you 150 in winnings. But now the Strip is filled with it only pays 6-5. This one simple change steals 30 from every 100 you bet on a natural 21. From a distance, the tables look identical, but they are a trap. This isn't a mistake, it's a deliberate act of corporate malice that preys on the ignorance and exhaustion of the average tourist. The reason these games exist is simple: tourists keep playing them anyway. Casino executives have figured out that as long as the games look familiar, people will sit down, get ripping, will keep rolling in. This is a scientific observation of human behavior, and the casinos are using it against us. The final piece of this disturbing puzzle is the decay of the fantasy itself. Las Vegas is meant to be an escape, but the increasing number of homeless people entering casinos and approaching players at slot machines is destroying that illusion. This isn't about compassion. It's about the reality of a dangerous situation that makes people feel uncomfortable and unsafe. We've seen horrifying incidents, like a man setting off an explosion in a casino, that make it clear that the city is no longer the perfectly controlled environment it once was. The fantasy has been broken, not by a single act, but by a series of love turned a fun escape into a stressful and sometimes dangerous experience. The combination of being treated like a fool with fees and rigged games, and then having the elusively safe bubble broken by real-world danger, is what is truly destroying the Vegas brand. But here's the final, hopeful twist in our investigation. The very problems that are dragging people away from the Las Vegas Strip are creating a bizarre and wonderful new opportunity for those who know where to look. While the major casinos have become expensive and predatory, off-strip properties and those in downtown Vegas have doubled down on offering real value. They offer better odds, wall or table minimums, and a sense of honesty that the Strip has abandoned. This is a logical consequence of us overcorrected. Smart gamblers are now realizing that the best deals in Vegas are just minutes away from the overpriced, frustrating Strip. This proves that there's still a market for a fair game and a fun time, and that the city's descent into greed has created a logical pathway for the smart traveler to benefit. The logical conclusion of our in Vegas isn't failing because people have stopped wanting fun. It is failing because it has forgotten its original promise. It has become a scientific it's when corporate greed is allowed to consume the very soul of a city. The city, in its relentless pursuit of more profit from every single customer, has created a place that is psychologically designed to be a ripoff. It's a sad story, but it's a logical one. And while the bright lights of the Strip still shine, the truth is that a new, more honest Las Vegas is waiting in the shadows. This has been another Oddworld File. We strive to investigate the bizarre and logical mysteries that shape our world, from scientific anomalies to economic paradoxes. If you appreciate a deep, fact-based dive into the strange reality we all live in, be sure to subscribe.